In this week's BlizzPro Weekly, World of Warcraft talks raiding in a new blog series, Diablo 3 developer Q&A, Heroes of the Storm Tech Alpha patch notes, and Hearthstone Ranked Play Season 2 gets underway. Hey guys, I know you missed me last week. I know, a little family emergency on one of the BlizzPro Weekly staff, but we're back. Welcome to the newest episode, BlizzPro Weekly. As always, I'm your amazingly bearded host, Chris Arnone. Let's get straight to it with World of Warcraft.
Here's the beef.
So lead game designer Ian Watcher Hazakostas has been really busy these last few days. With the Warlords of Draenor expansion already in alpha, it's no surprise players are really interested how raiding will work. So, Watcher decided to release a 3-part series on the history of raiding in World of Warcraft and set up for the raiding philosophy for the next expansion. Now, many players still wax lyrical on the good old days of raiding. Now, the first blog post covered raiding from vanilla to Wrath of the Lich King. And while many players feel that raiding was more difficult back in the day, that may have been more to do with organizing things, keeping 40 people raiding regularly than really the mechanical difficulties. We had attunements, keys, even tougher gear requirements that are going on in today's raids. Now, those were the days of class leaders and trying to get everyone on the same page without voice chat. These were the days of raiding with at least 4 nights a week just to get anywhere. Now then the Burning Crusade expansion lowered the max raid size, but that didn't remove any of the requirements to get into those raids. You still had to jump through all kinds of damn hoops to get your attunements and your keys. These keys also took up bag space along with mounts and companion pets. Now, Wrath of the Lich King adjusted the normal and heroic mode lockouts. It was still a time of epic-sized raids with over 7 bosses. Now, the next blog covered Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria. Now, Cataclysm brought about streamlined raids and no attunements. You still need to be on top of your gear, but it was far more relaxed than previous years. Cataclysm also brought about Raid Finder. Players still debate about the usefulness of this feature, but in the end it gives access to the end story of the expansion for people not really normally able or lucky enough to do so in a normal raid group. It also fills out some of those gear gaps. Now, Mists of Pandaria gave us very few raiding changes, but things did become more streamlined. We can raid with our close friends across realm, as well as have the option for flex raiding, which was a new difficulty between looking for raid and normal raid. Now, with full flex raids, you don't need to have a full 25-person group, since again, players will still debate how healthy this is for the game overall, but the majority of players are welcoming these new options. Now we get to Warlords of Draenor. Now, the rating structure will be streamlined once again. Everything from rating options to the lockout system is going to get tweaked a little bit. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait until the beta to see the new rating setup in action. All 3 blog posts can be found linked in the show notes, and of course, stay tuned to BlizzPro.com for more details as they're released. Now, with all the talk of new raids and the new expansion, Blizzard is once again having a sale so your buddies or family members can get in on the fun and be caught up in time for the next expansion. So up until May 6th, the World of Warcraft Battle Chest and Mists of Pandaria expansion are both half off. There's also a sale on some Blizzard gear, so check out the link below and have your credit card ready. All right, nothing to talk about in StarCraft this week. How about we get right to Diablo?
Stay a while and listen.
So there are dev Q&As, they happen all the time, and then there is this motherfucking Q&A. Shack News sat down with Diablo game director Josh Mosquera, production designer John Haidt, lead designer Kevin Martins, senior game producer Julia Humphreys, and project music director Derek Duke to discuss future plans for this game. That's a lot of developers. Now, the whole Q&A can be found linked in the show notes, but we have some highlights. Now, 2.1 is going to be the big update planned for this summer. The patch will be loaded full of goodies, from seasons to leaderboards to tiered rifts. They also discuss some extras with the PS4 version. I'm really fighting that promise I made to myself not to buy a PS4 till 2015. It's kind of making my eye twitch when I think about everything they're doing with Reaper of Souls and PS4. Anyway, They also discussed that there will be no plans for a stat squish like World of Warcraft has seen because they like big numbers. And they cannot lie. Anyway, community manager Grimiku has started a new weekly series that will focus on community-created guides and how-tos. The guide is simply called Goatman's Guide of the Week. Now, the first edition covers Angst Guide on Legendary Crafting Mats. This guide goes over each item, where to find them, and what they're used for. Check out the link in the show notes for more details. All right, but we talk some Heroes of the Storm. So there are yet more changes to the Heroes of the Storm Tech Alpha this week, including the disabling of custom games. No word yet on when they will be available again. Now, along with some hero and talent changes, they're also adjusting the progression system. Now, upon completing each hero quest, you will receive more experience points than you did before. Apparently, the amount they had set in to earn was lower than they really intended. Now, to see the full details as always, check those show notes. Now, BlizzPro has been pretty damn busy when it comes to Heroes of the Storm. We're very excited to announce the new site feature, the Hero Pages. Just go to heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com/heroes, or just click on the Hero Pages tab on blizzpro.com and be prepared for the awesomeness. Each hero has their own page with everything you need to know about them. From lore to their unique abilities, we've put it all together for you. And even if you're not one of the lucky few that's in the Tech Alpha, you can still be prepared to play once you get in. Now, of course, we will keep each hero updated as changes are made by Blizzard. On a side note, our Heroes podcast, Stormwatch, will be on hiatus for a bit so we can focus on all the changes and additions to the Tech Alpha. Now, keep an eye on BlizzPro.com for future announcements of this podcast return. It will come back, don't worry. Link, as always, in the show notes. Now, let's talk Hearthstone.
Pull up a chair by the hearth.
So first off, I gotta say, had a lot of fun this last weekend. Playing Hearthstone on iPad, on laptop. There were a whole bunch of people locally that came and showed up to Snow & Co. down in KC. I was there, JR was there. There were so many people there, it was kind of like amazing. And, we just had fun. There was no tournament, but we just played kind of randomly, used that little find nearby player. It was really, really cool. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to more of those. All right, get to a little bit of news. Now, May 1st, which is today, day of this filming, starts Season 2 of Ranked Play in Hearthstone. Now, there are, of course, new card back to earn if you reach at least rank 20. Now, this season is themed the Black Temple. Apparently, everyone wants to get on the Warlords of Draenor hype. Now, this summer, we'll see the first Hearthstone adventure set, Curse of Naxxramas. Blizzard has been teasing us with glimpses of the new cards that will be available as part of this adventure set. Now, to make it easier for you, BlizzPro's very own Steven Stewart put together a spoiler list of all the cards announced thus far, along with how you can earn them once the set is live. Of course, we're going to keep updating this list as more cards are revealed to us. Check out the article in the show notes. So that just about does it for this week's episode, but one last note. We missed last week, like I said, little family emergency with one of the BlizzPro Weekly crew. Don't worry, things are all right now. But what that means is we missed our chance to tell you about a big piece of news. You ready? BlizzCon 2014 is happening. That's right, BlizzCon 2014 will be back at the Anaheim Convention Center November 7th and 8th this year. Now, BlizzPro is going to be doing their level best to be there, so stay tuned for some fundraising efforts that we're going to be pursuing in the coming months. This awesomeness, this does not come cheap, all right? We really want to be there, give you all the information on the ground as we find it. All those awesome interviews that you guys loved so much last year, we want to do all that shit again. So, stay tuned, and please try to help us out when we put out the call. All right, that officially does it for this week's episode. Subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. Also, we're on iTunes, of course, BlizzPro.tv. You want to listen and subscribe to all those shows. The Edge, The Spotlight, West March Workshop, and Don't Kick My Robot. I'm all over the internet. Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Goodreads author, Amazon. My book is there. I've also got a blog tour going right now for my book. So I've got interviews and blog posts and all kinds of shit all over the internet right now. It's really cool. If you ever have a question, want to ask us something, email us at askthebeard@blizzpro.com. And check out blizzpro.com. All the news, reviews, interviews, everything you need to know about Blizzard Entertainment games. Stay beardy, my friends.